Well, hello again. Given that there's been so much time since I've been recording videos before, and given the fact that there's probably a lot of new people here and just people who don't know who I am, what my story is, I figured it'd be a good idea to just kind of reintroduce myself and just kind of describe what my journey has been so far and kind of what I'm interested in. So I'm the current 105 kilo national champion, and I've won worlds once and got silver once as well as a 105 kilo athlete. I'm a powerlifting athlete and a powerlifting coach, and I started a company called The Strength Athlete back in late 2013, so it's been 7 years and some change now. It's been an amazing journey so far. The things that motivate me these days are curiosity, wanting to refine the process of being an athlete, discovering new things about myself, getting stronger, being creative and problem solving in the coaching side of things, and just kind of finding ways to continue pushing forward. I've learned a lot in these past years, and both learning, being creative, and passing that information on is kind of some of the things that really motivate me. It's important for me, especially considering that my personal and professional social media is kind of lobbed into one cohesive thing. To not let the humanity piece of that kind of fall by the wayside, and to recognize that, like, yeah, I'm a human too, and I have creative interests outside of powerlifting, and if the only place that I'm going to combine content and share stuff is through my Instagram and through YouTube, that I have a little bit of a semblance of both of those things, that I don't just hide away the personal stuff and just say, oh, well, it's just for professional use, because I don't want to leave that side of me behind. And I have a feeling that if I do that for too long, it just gets buried and lost forever. And I don't want that, because there are other things outside of powerlifting that I really care about, like science fiction and consciousness studies and empathy and sports psychology and psychology generally, and math and science and understanding the world that we live in, philosophy and art. And I care about those things too much to just not share them purely because this is powerlifting content. And I understand kind of the fact that people look to this channel for powerlifting content, but it's certainly not all that I am or all that the Strength Athlete is. And so I don't want to let that stuff get fallen by the wayside. So what drives me in powerlifting is the pursuit of mastery. I think if I had to boil it down, that's kind of the big thing that is really at the heart of it is can I get better at the skill of lifting? Can I get better at composing myself as I go to a competition, as I compete? What are the pieces that I can improve? And ultimately, am I still having fun with it? Because if powerlifting is anything, we do it because we enjoy it. And I think oftentimes that falls by the wayside. There has to be things that you continue to enjoy about it. So there's these pieces of relating with other people, about sharing your PR, sharing your success, sharing your struggles, even going through some of that stuff. And also just about putting your best self forward and using sport as a way to improve yourself in other areas of life. And I know a lot of you guys listening have gone through something like that. It certainly has for me. You've discovered things about yourself through sport, and you realize, oh wow, that part of me carries off into many, many other parts of my life. So that drives me, and I think that's important. And finally, the thing that I wanted to get across in this video is some of my goals for this year. So I'll talk about TSA goals later because we have some exciting projects that we're working on this year. But for me personally, this year, I'm headed toward the World Championships again for the third time, back to Belarus this time. And I really just want to do my best. I'd be lying if I didn't say that I didn't want to win World Championships. I think there's a fair shot at it this year, especially considering I'm healthy this prep going into Worlds. And that was a very different story last year. So, or last time I competed at Worlds. So I'm healthy, I'm optimistic, and I just kind of want to continue pushing forward. I want to hit a 2,000 pound total at a competition. And I know kilos, we compete in kilos, we load kilos on the barbell, but ever since I first started powerlifting, 2,000 pounds was like mind-blowingly big as far as a dream. And it's something that I really want to do. And once I hit it, I kind of have to redefine like what what success looks like. Like what kind of goals do I want to continue to set? So that's really a big thing that I want to do this year. And then as far as mile markers for some of the individual lifts, I already passed the 700 pound mark for squat in competition. So I think 725 would be a really, really nice milestone to hit at some point, somewhere around 325 kilos. That's 7 reds on the bar, which would be pretty damn cool. Actually, you know what? That's like 706. So I guess I'm looking for more than that this time around. Must have been thinking about some other kilo conversion. For bench press, it's really just a 500 pound press in competition, or 501 or 227. And then for deadlift, it's just more and more and more. I got so close to 370 at nationals. I tore a callus, bar slipped out. So really just kind of what can I do to push myself towards some of those things? Can I get better performance on the platform? Can I be more in control of myself? I still don't do the Arnold because it's just too much of an environment and it just affects me too much. I've had multiple performances where I've underperformed at the Arnold just because I couldn't control myself in the midst of everything else going on, the lights, the people, and that's a mark of an immature athlete. And I think I would like to be able to control myself a little bit more. Whether or not I actually do compete at the Arnold again, it's my main reason for holding out. That and the idea of 3 big meets per year just being a little bit too much, especially with some of the spacing between the Arnold and Worlds. So I obviously prioritize Worlds where I feel like it matters most to me. So I'm excited to join Team USA again this year. That's my primary concern. And then nationals after that. So those are my 2 big meets for now, and then lots of training in between. Personally, I would like to continue growing muscle mass. We've spent a lot of time over the past 3 months or so working on a lot of hypertrophy work. So bigger quads, bigger chest, bigger triceps, even shoulder work, direct shoulder work, bicep work. I think a bigger athlete is a more capable athlete, so I'm really trying to just grow myself as I prep for the meet. So if you're interested in powerlifting, if you're interested in the art of coaching, in programming, if you're interested in the technical mastery of the skill of squatting, benching, and deadlifting, or any of that kind of stuff, stay tuned. I'm doing my best to post more of that kind of stuff this year, get out of my own way, and just push content and, oh God, that's such a freaky word, content. Push creative creative ways of helping out as best I can this year. So stay tuned, and I will talk to you guys in the next one.